Radio 1, Berlin.
Here we
Looking
are.
at the Maybachofer market.
Yeah, where
The
so
ghost,
many
the
people
ghost of
have-
Maybachofer market.
That was exactly what I was going to say. How many people have been murdered and dumped in this Landwehr Canal here in Berlin on this beautiful summer's day, 35 degrees plus or minus
It's not even summer.
half a degree.
4 days before the summer starts.
Birds are loud. COVID, what's going on with COVID? Gradually restrictions. On Friday people can party outside here in Berlin like it's 1999.
Oh really?
Yeah, outdoor parties. But you have to have a distance of about 3 miles between you and no sound system except birds, the sound of acoustic birds and hydrophones and stuff like that. So we survived the winter and spring, but now we're going to be being burnt alive by a cloudless sky.
This is even more dystopic. I can remember a comic strip. Do you know the comic strip figure Tintin?
The comic strip presents comedy.
Comic figure, comic strip.
Comedy. With Tintin.
Tintin is he because Tintin it's in French, and I don't know if the guy has also a name in English.
Tintin.
He's a reporter with a little dog,
A little white
and there's
doggy.
a Captain Haddock and
Yeah.
2 detectives.
Exactly. And Kirchan from Stahlplatt didn't he win an award or something or competition when he was a kid?
Oh,
Because he's obsessed with Tintin, Tantan.
no, he's obsessed
Tam.
with
Everything.
comics.
Yeah, indeed.
But I can remember one of those that I was very much impressed by it. The first images were an old professor, and an old professor, they always have very long white beards and glasses.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I even wear barefoot and sandals. But anyway, he was walking on the streets and shouting, "The end is near, and the end is near.
Yeah.
The world is coming to its end."
Uh-huh.
And yes, and what was the sign of the world coming to its end? That the temperatures kept on rising without stop. So as we speak, it's 60 degrees in some places on Earth already, and the northern border of the tropical climate is reaching Europe.
God. Reminds me of the Cold War. This is the warm war, though, isn't it?
This
The
is
hot war.
This is the hot war.
Like when I was a kid, I thought we'd
This
never
is the
survive.
hot war.
Yeah.
So kids will go out with chicken eggs and do this experiment and crack them on
On the
the
cars.
surface of a car and say, "Yes, it's boiling, ha 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 ha." That's what we will see. This
Now it's burnt.
boiled eggs, scrambled eggs on the top of a car.
Yeah, nice.
Hundreds of scrambled eggs.
Yep. Fried.
It might become a
Boots.
new hype this summer.
Meanwhile, a duck
Yeah.
floats
And
gently
you can
in
keep your
front
tea
of us.
warm also on top of a car.
Yep.
Don't leave your kid or dog inside when you go shopping, even if you go out only for a minute or so. Please take your kid with you.
Yep.
Don't leave her in the car, because you will always end up in a long queue at the cashier, or you
Or the
find
hospital.
someone who's talking to you, or
Yeah.
needs a minute, and that might be crucial for your kid. That might be just the 1 minute too much, where she will. What do you die of when you're left in a car at this temperature?
Is there an ashtray in the car? Is it an electric car? Is it
There are no ashtrays
gas?
in the car.
Is it a gas car? There are in airplanes, aren't there?
No,
Mystery.
no, not anymore.
Oh no, the lights go on and say no smoking though, don't they?
Yeah.
As I remember, because it's been like over a year and a half since COVID struck that I've actually been on an aeroplane.
No, all the seats with the ashtray in the arm.
Can't imagine.
What do you call it? Where you put your arm?
Arm bands,
That's
armchair,
Yeah,
arm wrestling.
arm resting place.
Hmm.
All those seats, you can either buy them on eBay or some bar that had recently opened thought that that's a good idea to fill up everything with ex-airplane seats.
Yeah. And all those satellites that have fallen out of orbit, spiraling down to Earth now.
Oh yeah, lose the signal.
The heat.
And these server flats and server houses.
Yeah,
They're
exploding.
also heating up everything.
Yep.
If you live near it, whew,
Yeah. Burning bitcoins as we speak.
burning bitcoins. Yeah.
And the canal is boiling over. You can see
Yeah.
there's hardly any of it left, actually.
There's an action tomorrow that everybody should bring a tea bag and turn the canal into one big
Cup of tea.
cup of tea. Yeah.
That's all that'd be left. A
Yeah.
few cups.
Yeah, a couple of more days like this, and we can walk on the bottom of the canal. There won't be any.
We're
We
a
will
bit-
have parties there. The parties will on the bottom of the canal. So
yeah.
no water.
It's going to look very rusty, isn't it?
No,
Like
but
all
you
the-
can actually see that it's the level has come down for 10 centimeters.
Mm.
It's evaporating as we sit here and
Indeed.
notice the movement.
Yep. But life seems to go on, strangely enough.
Or does it?
Well, not life as we used to know it, but some kind of life. We get tested every day now. And before we can do anything, before you can even go out your door.
Maybe we should have ant DNA implanted in our system.
Something implanted. Seeds, why not? Put seeds in ourselves.
No seeds. I don't want to have
Then we can grow trees.
a
as
tree
we,
out of your ears now.
as we
So-
as we live and
What
speak.
seed did you get? Yeah, tulips. Oh, nice. Is it really a tulip coming out of your nose?
Astrotulipica.
Oh.
But what else? What other news is going on? People are walking like zombies here as their brains start to evaporate. This guy now is just going to jump straight into the canal, I know it. These two in front of us, about to roll in.
Well, all the governments say that that's almost over, no? Yeah.
Europe I think is planning a big thing because each country at the moment seems to have its own plan about travelling anyway.
But still you have to pay a very expensive test to leave your
the
country.
€100 or actually it might be get as low as 50, it might be possible, but for the UK, if you want to go to the UK at the moment, you have to pay for 2 PAT tests, or put 2 of these tests, €100 things, and then you have to quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah, so it's not over.
And then on the way back into Germany, for example, it depends on each country what you have to do. Some of them you have to be able to balance on your hands and walk down the line in the street, juggling oranges while singing a very hard German song from Second World War.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the new law.
I would sing like, I can sing Moments and
Or
Love,
yodel.
because that's if you can walk a white line while singing
Not that song. Super. Oh, super daddy.
boom, boom, boom.
Oh. We're all going on a COVID holiday. No more working for a week or a few years. I don't know. Are we positive? Are we thinking positive here? Do we have to think positive if we're all realistic?
I think we
Batten
should
down the
stop thinking
hatches.
and
Stop thinking.
and save our
Start feeling.
every powers that we have to
Yeah.
get our engine to the end of the day.
Yep. Till the end of the night. Journey till the end of the night.
Yeah.
Across Europe. Look, people are just walking around in their underwear, and
True.
they're nightingays.
Yeah, but it's not a good idea to sit in the sun between 11 and 2 o'clock.
No, madmen and Englishmen go out in...
The hole is the biggest, and the ozone is also not there anymore. No ozone.
No,
No.
not even a P zone,
Different
or a Z
zones.
zone. Rince's bike is starting to melt. Careful when you get on it, otherwise there might be some other problems. Anyway, do you reckon it's safe to swim in this
Huh?
canal in front of us?
No, you're not going to swim in this canal. It's full of shit.
Dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghosts,
Yeah,
phantoms
How
from the past.
come it's so dirty that you can't see the bottom?
Nope, that's right.
Huh?
Yep.
Must come from somewhere.
Mm.
It's
Moscow.
not the dust from this footpath. It's just being blown into it.
It's like soup, isn't it? Some kind of
Or the Feinstaub.
green soup. So, yeah, we've been doing workshops in schools, doing all sorts of stuff
Yeah.
to get by, influencing the next generation and de-influencing the later generation. Oh look, I can see something happening now on the other side. Renus, now describe what's happening. There's a digger right in front of us, pursued very slowly by the ordnance amt. Tell us the story about it.
Yeah. What is this? A caterpillar? It's moving sand
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
now about the
It's,
cops are...
it's a big toy thing that people who always wanted to, boys who always wanted to play with cars. So when I grow up, I want to drive the car that I'm actually playing in,
Uh-huh.
and it's like a construction work thing with how do you call this? Mechanical arm that
with a big spade on the front of it.
that picks up a handful of sand.
Yep. But it was it was hotly pursued by Starsky and Hutch or Cagley and Lacey,
Yeah.
and then
But this is
went
some
past.
nice thing for a father who has kids, that to fill this loader with water and lots of ice in it, and then drive his kids through.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
through
might be the next generation of these, how do you call this? These bicycles with
E-bikes.
No, not the
No.
e-bikes. This bikes, these bakfiets with these trucks.
Yeah,
No,
trucks.
with a wooden
platform.
wooden thing where you
Guillotine.
put two kids in it.
No.
How do you call these bikes? It's a typical Dutch invention.
Oh yeah, this thing where you
Transport bikes, but
Yeah.
then you put two kids in it.
Uh-huh.
And if you make the transport part waterproof, then you've got like mini swimming pools for your kids.
Yeah, true. Just fill it with
That would be fun.
water
no?
from the canal.
Splash, splash.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
But don't do this too long, because the water might boil at the end of the afternoon, and then you will have a lobster kit to fish out of it. That's no
children.
fun. Don't do this.
Yeah, test the water.
Be sure to carry ice.
What's the thing about throwing a frog inside a boiling?
Then it will die.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but there's an experiment, isn't there? Some kind of experiment. to
There's an experiment
the
with
water.
electricity, but
Whether it'll
then
jump
I think
out or not.
you have to
Yeah.
put electricity in a frog, and then you electrocute it.
Uh-huh.
It's
And then it starts moving.
to prove that that frogs need electricity.
Yeah. And humans. But
So
not,
why?
Not
Do
too
you
much.
have a frog in your room?
I have a frog in my throat. Frog in you.
You join us here, it's 31 degrees in Berlin,
Oh.
it's minus 25 in Iceland, and 12 degrees at a place of your choice. Yeah, so we're continuing the program that we did before,
Yeah.
that you heard a split second ago in the edit, where just before the machine crashed because it was too hot. And warning, warning.
Yeah, and then you were about to discuss this temperature
Don't remind me.
regulator.
Yeah, the
This,
new invention. This is going to be
inbuilt or
the century.
in pushed
exactly. Inserted.
inserted medical
word.
device or semi-medical
Exact.
pharmaceutical device.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Big pharmacy, this is for you.
Yeah.
Listen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Or maybe little. Maybe
Yeah.
small little.
Hackers,
things.
hackers also. This might be very interesting.
Yeah. So it's how to cool yourself down in the summer, or warm yourself. No. Yeah. Or warm yourself up in the winter. That's what I
That
was
could
gonna
work
say.
maybe as well. Yeah.
Also, it could work
Yeah.
both ways. That's for sure. So it's an electronic butt plug with a temperature sensor on it, or a temperature coil, I guess. So yeah, with your phone by Bluetooth presumably or remote control, then you can change the temperature of the device, which you carefully insert into your anus horriblus, not anus or horriblus. I was playing a gladiator game yesterday in virtual reality, and my gladiator name is Adrianus. Adrianus.
With,
Do you think? Good, huh? And that
yeah,
could be the
there's a lot of
name.
people in the Roman Empire that was called like that.
I think
Maybe it
so.
was an inside joke.
I think so. Inside joke.
Yeah,
Very good.
did you get it?
Oh, I see where this show's
Yeah.
going now. It's going.
But was it Adrianus with A or maybe with H? Because H was
Hadrianus.
yeah. Apart from a book title, it's also
He was a Roman emperor, wasn't he?
yeah, I think so.
Who made the wall across.
Or a pope, or both.
Probably both. I don't
Yeah.
know. God knows. I guess a Roman Empire became Christian.
Oh, he
But,
he had a wall named after himself.
Yeah, had a walnut named after
Yeah.
himself. Yep. Yep.
The
Between
Hadrian-
Scotland
yeah,
and
Yeah.
England. Yeah.
Oh, he went up there. Okay.
He went up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna. There's loads of innuendos and
Yeah.
double entendres spread through this program. If you can count them all and send them in, then you might win something like.
Yeah, this temperature self-regulating butt plug.
Yeah,
idea.
or a suppository. We should call
Yeah.
it a suppository, but not strictly.
we
speaking.
might make a design.
But yeah,
of it.
imagine out there. Imagine, if you will, that it's so hot, and the best way to enter any kind of drug or anything, I think, into your body super fast is via that entrance between your pelvic floor muscles.
Yeah, but
This,
maybe it
place.
is because it melts directly and there's direct access to your bloodways.
I don't know. I have to speak to a doctor.
I can't see how it will
Try not to see. Try not
rise
to look.
your temperature.
I think if it was cooled down, super cool, then you, like I say, you do it with an app on your phone. Then it should. If your ass is cool. Now I remember. Yeah, the last thing that I think it was Napoleon. The last thing that when Napoleon went in, before the Nazis went into Russia.
Yeah.
In the freezing winter,
Yeah.
imagine how cold it could have been. The last person a person felt before they died was that asshole freezing. There you go. So that's using that. I won't use that for the advertising.
No,
for this,
that's bad
for this
translating.
object, I think.
Because that's
Then-
that's bad translating because
Hear it
it's
cracking.
it's a German saying "Ich friere mein Arsch
Oh yeah.
ab."
Okay.
So that's not my asshole is freezing, but the whole thing is coming off because
Yeah,
of the
I'm
cold.
I'm as cold as my ass.
But anyway,
Something about-
but you can try this at home just by
Inserting some.
ice cubes.
Yeah.
And if
Try
this-
your mouth first. Try your mouth first with the ice cubes. Then insert the ice cubes, different ice cubes, into your
yeah.
anal area, and see. Let us know. Yeah, let us know what your scientific, your medical findings are.
Can you remember when you were a kid? You had this like
I don't remember.
marbles,
No,
marbles, and it was
no, I
for.
don't.
It was sweets, and
Jesus.
these marbles would change color.
Oh,
And
gum. What are they called? Gobstoppers or something.
the toverbal, we
Yeah.
call them. It's magic balls because
Magic balls.
they change colors.
Closer and closer to the.
Every time you put them out, they would look differently.
Yeah, but you would one day you were experimenting and it was a hot. What?
No, but things that you can stuff up your ass.
Oh God. Yeah, but why do you say that? Well, are you talking from experience? Or?
No, but you the stover balls you can also put 1, 2, 3. But maybe we are going now to the Alebeek area and the experiments that might do over there, and or a Thai bar where they're shooting all these things, and I think it's funny.
Oh, that's ice. That's a nice drink. You can hear that. Let's just start the show. Look, so icy. Well, I should try and sit on it or something and experiment with that with no trousers on. See if I get arrested by the side of the. We're by the side again, on the Landver Canal.
Yeah,
but it's a Monday.
It's a Tuesday.
What?
It's a Monday?
Yeah, yesterday I was at the Flow Mart, and
okay.
I got these binoculars and I was spying on the moon with them, and some other things I got.
What were the other
So
things
excited.
that you got?
Well, I got some cards. Thank you for asking. I found some cards with pop stars on. They're like tarot cards, but these pop stars.
Who are the
like,
pop stars?
Well, from Bowie,
Your age or somebody else's
Iggy
age?
Pop, and also Bach, and some other woman from Roman times who was a great singer apparently. And
Roman times?
Yeah, BC before Chile or something.
Oh yeah, there's music from that time?
Yeah, I mean I was fighting these Romans yesterday in the arena, and also there were lions and tigers and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
Because they're rebuilding the Colosseum, so it's becoming
they're going to introduce them
very,
again.
very actual again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Christians wanted, for short-term work.
No, in
no
complete,
experience necessary.
in multicolor holography, as it was one time.
Yeah, one time only. But yeah, no, these cards are a bit like tarot cards, but they're just advice cards, like David Bowie said, on a Tuesday, good day Tuesday, or Friday, I've got Friday on my mind or something.
It's not his song.
No, it wasn't. I don't know. I should have brought them. It's just got these kind of philosophical things, but it's kind of unusual. It was unusual. They were just €5, and I thought I'll give them to someone for Christmas. I think. No, I'll probably keep them secretly to myself.
So every day
Janis
you have to pick up a
The
card.
sort of thing you put in the toilet. Just pull out the card, pull out the pop star, Janis Joplin. I recommend always having a drink after I've been on the throne, or something like that. Etc. But then, I got the glasses, which I was looking at the moon. Not the glasses. What do they call them? Binoculars. I was looking at the moon 8 times, looking at the surface of the moon with the little Chinese robots walking around, waving to Chinese robots on Mars as well. That's what they do. The moon robots were waving.
They've got
to
these
the
cats
Mars.
on Mars.
They
This
go into the
paw,
water.
is it the left or the right
lucky
one
cat.
that goes all
I
the
think
time?
must be the right one.
Yeah, you must
I don't
get
know.
very neurotic having that thing in your
Chinese cats.
in your living room all the time, moving that arm.
Yeah, but that also brings us to the big news of the week, which is Venus moving house. It's even more exciting than that. It's that the American government
is moving house.
Moving the White House into the Black House.
So
I don't know.
We all go at 3.
Yeah, sure. The helicopters. It's that the American government have. I don't know how it works. Congress, a year ago, there was all this money put aside for COVID and all this jobs and all sorts of other stuff, and I think they have to plea to the government to say, look, we need $1 trillion for all this sort of stuff. But part of that money was to be put into finding exactly what's happening with UAPs. There you go.
UAP.
Yeah, what is that then? UAPs, guess out there. Arenas gone. UAPs.
It's an insult? UAP.
No, it's not an insult. No, it's the new thing. And the report was actually came out a few days ago. Here we are in June, late June in 2021 in Berlin.
Should I guess?
It's a big thing. If I was to say
the money or bill?
Project Blue Book, you just yawn and go, oh my God, I don't believe it. That kind of shit, that X-Files shit the government, what's going on?
Oh, wait a minute. We did so many
UAPs.
tape review shows with so many threads and stories and side
UAPs.
stories and
Go on.
sub-stories.
Go on.
And
What is it?
that thing came up. Is
I'm gonna drink some ice
it
water.
based in Canada?
No.
Close-
no,
close to the
American
Canadian-
government is American.
Close to the Canadian border, or
No.
the subterranean rocket stations under the polar ice?
Rocket Station Zebra.
Uh,
No, it's UAPs are unidentified aerial phenomena, as the American government have now
Why aren't
changed
they
it.
called UFOs anymore?
No, because they want to distance themselves from all that stuff.
Get
Get rid of all this kind of hearsay.
It's too
and-
science fiction.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they want to, and it's finally going to be treated seriously after a few significant cases that happened with the American military, American Navy. I think in 2004 or something like that. In the early 2000s, there were some very significant sightings. But I'll talk about those in a minute. Just remember Nimitz and another American aircraft carrier, but I can't remember the name of it. The USS the USS Trump. No, Fred Johnson. There's something USSS. Renus. American presidents. Can you name them all? Number 50 up to number 53 or whatever they are
Okay,
now.
Rockefeller, Eisenhower,
Rock around the clock.
Truman,
That would be the Truman Show. wouldn't it?
Ford, Carter.
Sinatra, was Sinatra a president of America?
Yeah. Dean Martin.
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Anyway, let's get not nearly off the subject. But this report, it's about 5 or 6 pages. I just saw this scientist on YouTube. I was reading it this morning. She was reading the report out for the first time. She was very excited and saying that now the American military are going to put. Well, this report was recommending that money was put into finding out what these things are, because on these 2 occasions, on the first occasion, the USS Nimitz was on a mission or a training mission, naval training mission, off the coast of Mexico, and of course they've got all their aircraft going up and down and all this sort of stuff, and 2 of the aircraft. Oh yeah, first these objects were discovered on radar, and it was one of the most advanced radar systems in the world, and they weren't sure what it was, so they switched it radar off, switched it on, and they could see these devices even more clearly, and there were a number of them. So they sent up aircraft and things, and they had. The interesting thing is that these aircraft they're not fitted with. They're just fitted with target missile systems and things like that. They weren't actually armed at the time, but they have cameras, but they're kind of infrared cameras, so they could track these devices, and they were about the size apparently of this white bus that's going past, this minibus, and they called them Tic Tacs because they looked like this kind of Tic Tac shape. And they were moving so fast, they were going 120 kilometers against the wind, then changing direction, not any technology that any of these highly trained sort of pilots had ever seen before. So one of the devices they saw looked like it had come out of the sea, and it was moving around in erratic directions. Another one of these things went straight through 2 aircraft, well, not through them, but like within meters of the aircraft. Other ones just vanished off the radar. It seemed like they were just appearing and disappearing. And I thought, oh, it's curious. They don't have much. Well, what we've seen so far. Apparently, there was many people from the ship saw them, but the important thing is these pilots, highly trained pilots, saw them. But it was all covered up at the time. The military came apparently and wiped all the hard drives and everything they could find and took the information away. But this was in the early 2000s. But in any case, these things were around for a week during this exercise, right?
No.
Not just one-off things, They were around for a week, and not just one. There were like a dozen of these, But you can look at the now some of the pilots, at least four, I think. Were interviewed by 60 Minutes recently on American TV, and they spoke in great detail. Some of them are retired now, in any case. The information, actually this picture, one of these infrared pictures was a couple of days ago on the front page of Spiegel, I noticed. This typical sort of, you see these pictures where you have all the information down the side, it's a black and white picture, and you know, these kind of infrared sort of pictures and stuff, but it's quite curious. It seems that the American government want to find out, put more money into it to find out exactly what's going on. They don't think it's something from another country. Why? I mean, why would they? There's lots of arguments, you know, like if it was American technology that was secret, why would they be testing it around American ships, you know? And there's nothing that they know, you know, they defy the natural laws of physics. And the interesting thing from this article that I was reading today from this scientist, which she was saying that it could be something from other dimensions, you know, because it seems like, you know, if you had a two-dimensional, what am I saying? If you had a piece of paper, that would be 2 dimensions, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and if you, in 3 dimensions, poked a hole with your finger through that piece of paper, then the people living in 2-dimensional land, they only see 2 dimensions on this piece of paper. All they would see would be a round circle moving around and then disappearing as you take your finger out of it.
Ah, okay.
You know, and that's what it seemed like these Tic Tacs or UAPs that they do. It seems like they can just punch in wherever they want and then vanish again, you know, as if they're from another dimension.
Sweet.
And Tic Tacs are sweet as well. So
Yeah.
there you go. So it's a good advert. Could be an advert for Tic Tacs in fact, couldn't it? Something incredibly complex from the future. Maybe Tic Tac people in the future went back in time and wanted to
So
advertise.
if you to round this up, what
Yes.
so far this show. So if you put a Tic Tac up your ass, you could time travel.
Yeah, it's loosely connected. I don't know whether I should say loose, even. I don't know. You're retro engineering the whole conversation that we've just had, haven't you? And
No, I must say I was thinking I couldn't get Apple design out of my mind. When they went white and all bulby, you know.
Oh yeah. What, like
the mouse was white,
It looks like
and the battery was white, and it was all round. And
what, you just thought of asses?
And that was around that time, no?
What, in the 2000s?
Yeah, early 2000s when this round Apple designs came up.
What you think is that alien technology?
No, I think it's Steve Jobs who were testing some things.
He took acid, didn't he, in India? Maybe he just
Yeah.
like some people who take acid, they see the future, or they see UFOs or whatever. But now it's UAPs, that's the word to look out for. And it's kind of exciting because I kind of lost interest in all this stuff because it seems like there's nothing new or everything's hidden, you're never going to find out.
If the sky was a touch screen, so what could we do?
What could we do with it? Like move clouds around? And
if it was a touch screen.
bring aircraft down.
Or a hard disk, and if I would move my finger, would I also move? If it was a touch screen that could be touched from a distance.
Yeah.
So remote control touch screen. So I'm here remote controlling the touch screen, and like you're pointing a thing on a PowerPoint. You always have this laser point.
Yeah.
So if the laser dot would be able to move things around the touch screen. So the sky is a touch screen, and the dot moves
the
things.
stars around. But why would you want to do that? And wouldn't everyone?
Because you take
like
acid in India and you're thinking of this on the coast of California. It could be possible.
Yeah, I remember
Let's
looking
do
at
this.
clouds and seeing the clouds literally change shape second by second or something like that. You know, smiling at you. People's faces
So
turning
if I
into
could
stone.
store everything in the sky.
If I could, yeah. I don't know. Store it in the cloud. I mean, that's like the cloud. Isn't it? I guess,
That's where it all started.
I guess in clouds. Rain, sunshine, weather systems.
Just to say that these things are not spectacular. Otherwise, everybody would know it.
I don't know where all this is going to go, where it's all leading. But the thing is, if the American government get money for this, Of course they will. You know, Congress will put money into it because it's a kind of defence thing. And they'll put better cameras on planes, and they'll investigate things in a bigger way, I think. And maybe there might be some conclusions. Better pictures anyway. It seems that there are pictures out there because some of the pilots said they had. Of course, they have phones and things, and they have taken photographs, but none of that's come out to the public yet. But the aim is to not hide things. The aim is to share information with other countries as well, and see if. So it's a kind of big thing, I think, from the point of view of us ordinary folks.
And
see what's going on. Maybe they think that if we do conclude that something is not of this earth, or maybe it is of this earth and it's coming from the sea, or who knows, or other dimensions or something, then we might get frightened. I don't know. Or maybe people are ready for this. Are you ready, Venus, for Tic Tacs the size of small aircraft?
I'm getting a very big Star Trek idea now. I think on one of those planets that they visited.
Oh yeah. Is that the one where Captain Kirk fought a lizard dressed up as a human being?
Yeah.
Sorry, your train of thought. What happened? Something happened. I heard a ping. More ice. Look, sound of ice.
We will have an Earth with 8 moons. It must be possible. Just we must make our place more attractive to other civilizations.
Three-breasted ladies.
If we would have like 8 moons, would people think that's a nice planet to move to?
Pretty cool. Yeah. That's unusual. Although Jupiter
in different colors.
Jupiter has, sort of lit up. You know.
Because all the other things that's boring, they've
Earth
got
is
it.
Boring. What? I don't know. This Alice in Wonderland. What is it called? Alice Zone. What is it called?
No, you have to watch to look at what people like to do.
So what aliens want to do?
No, what Earthlings like to do. They
have sex.
Yeah, and
punch each other.
Also, yeah, and be very active on social media.
Yeah,
that's also what they like to do. Watch all kind of sports.
Yeah,
and
that's
basically it.
You. Yeah. The war thing. I'm changing the subject, but it's kind of connected.
That's more like a specialized job.
But I didn't realise that after the Japanese surrendered, there was also something like when the Nazis lost the war. Then after Nuremberg, they also tried doing a similar Nuremberg thing to the top brass in the Japanese Empire. You know, and I was watching this documentary about it last night, with a kind of semi-documentary that had actors and stuff, and it was I think it was an Australian. They collected a dozen or half a dozen legal judges from all countries that were the Allied powers. So Russia and China, of course, and America, Australia, Americans, and all this sort of stuff. But part of the debate, and I think it was brought up by India, by the Indian judge, and I'm not sure who the other one was. Can't remember in this moment. Maybe Iceland or something like that. I don't know. But they questioned what the legality of war itself. You know, I mean, the danger was that after Nuremberg, if they questioned that this then could mean that the Nazis could get off scot-free in a sense. But I think they'd hung quite a lot of them by then. But in any case, but yeah, this was the thing. That
is war legal?
Fundamentally, is it legal that you kill your own people, or that you wage war on another country? Let alone murdering thousands of people in
What a great humanist stand, and were they laughed away?
One of the guys had to resign. They made the main guy, I think, who was kind of in charge of the group. Someone had to be the chairman somehow. I think he resigned. He went back to Australia. And where I am at the moment in the document, I didn't watch it all, but it's really fascinating, I think, because I didn't really think about what happened in Japan afterwards. I mean, of course, the Americans occupied Japan, and as we know now, all sorts of things changed. The thing was, like the Americans bombed, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, didn't they? That was kind of could that be an act of war? I know they would argue that they brought about peace, but actually, they murdered civilians. That was the part of the question.
Yeah.
Like you're not just making war on soldiers, you're making war on innocent people, which is what the Americans did with the atom bomb and stuff. So, but it is pretty fascinating. I really recommend this documentary about the I don't know I can't remember what it's called. So it was after Nuremberg, of course, because the Japanese surrendered after that. And it's with the American occupation, all kinds of art and dance and literature and all sorts of things changed for the Japanese, because they were also embracing a new culture with America and all this sort of stuff, and also the old culture. So through this, loads of things then started happening in Japan as well. So, although it is still a very male-dominated culture, it seems. But anyway, over to you, Renus. UFOs, anal, not exercises, anal. What can we call them? Warmers, anal winter warmers, AWWs, and summer winter warmers, coolers. No, anal winter anal winter coolers, anal summer warmers,
temperature regulating
temperature
devices.
That you can stick up your bum. And they have rechargeable batteries in, of course, and you can control them with your phone, and you can even put a timer in. So when you wake up in the morning and you think it's going to be cold, your anal interface will have already warmed your bum up for you for when you go on the toilet. And don't forget to take it out, folks, before you go on the toilet. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because then you just lose something that's very expensive.
Maybe, although we're thinking
of
marketing them fairly cheap first. First the rich, of course, and then and the military. But then after a few years, as all this kind of technology gradually gets cheaper, because it comes to the normal person, the common person like me and Renus here from Radio On Berlin.com out there. Any final words, Renus?
No, this
it's UAP land.
Yeah.
So we can leave it with the birds doing the outro. Happy moving, Renus.
Yeah, let me not think of it.
No. Have a good day.
Radio On Berlin.